A World Without Men is an analysis of what an all-female economy would look like. As the war on the sexes crosses into its 7th decade and the intersexual screaming reaches a fevered pitch, did anyone actually take the time to see if women's original claim was at all in any way true? That women are not dependent on men? That women truly and factually did not need them?
No!
Ask and you shall receive. Pick up your copy of A World Without Men, an analysis of an all-female economy by Aaron Clary today. Scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the Meat Gazer box. Because if you don't, you're internalizing your misogyny, weh? What's going on, you globulous goobers? You gluttonous goons? Welcome to
Ride Roast!
With 2 Richards in a car.
Oh, hell yeah.
So getting ready for this particular Ride and Roast, I had a lovely visitor at my desk this morning.
Ah.
Well, a spider decided that it was going to take up residence between my microphone and the head strap on my headphones that I wear for streams. So I go to put them on this morning because I'm checking all the gear, and the thing just decides like, dive! Like, right down to my fucking, like right down my nose, bounce off my shit. I'm like, you little fucker. Take my coffee tumbler and
bummer.
You 8-legged arachnid assholes need to leave my desk alone. Of all the places that you could take up shop in my house that are nice and comfortable, my head strap, which is probably covered with hair grease and goop and disgusting shit, like, I mean, I wouldn't lick it.
Well, I mean, you do have it by your fly trap. You call your mouth.
Yeah, and if you're gay, it's a penis fly trap. But what we're talking about today is one of our favorite topics. It's near and dear to our Black Dead hearts.
Okay.
Body positivity.
Oh, here we go.
More specifically, somebody waking up from the living nightmare that is body positivity.
I just call it laziness incarnate.
Yes.
Because I'm going to be honest, Bill Burr said it best. You ate your way in, you can walk your ass out. Losing weight is all about the numbers.
No, Diabito. Roll back to kitchen. Oh.
I'm just saying, if you can control your Tourette's of the elbow, you will lose weight.
By and large, if you reduce your calorie intake, up your physical activity, prioritize protein, and do a little bit of weightlifting, you will cut fat and build muscle. It's not that hard.
No, it's not rocket science, and people have been doing it forever.
The problem is that people get too focused on the diet portion of it, and as we all know, if you focus on what you can't have, you're going to crave it all the time. And that's why people end up cheating on their diets like they cheat on their spouses.
They cheat on their spouses by accident.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
They trip and fall on the Peg D 220 times in a 5 to 7 minute span.
Especially this time of year, that elf on a shelf is notorious for performing CPR on random strangers' asses.
Yeah, they throw one right up Candy Cane Lane, and there you go.
There's your stocking stuffer. Yep. Say hi to your mom for me. But what do you say we get into this little piece of anti-propaganda called Fat Acceptance Has Ruined My Life?
No shit.
Actual body positivity. You know, when you're talking about burn victims, you know, people, amputees, you know, the veterans who have lost limbs in combat, things like that, that's a good thing. What feminists have done with it is use it to cloak themselves in a shroud of victimhood that allows them to point fingers at everyone who doesn't find them attractive and call them bigots.
So basically it was taken over by the forces of darkness.
Yes.
Okay.
The Troons are doing the same thing. No one finds me attractive? Well, it can't be my fault.
That's right. And they'll sit there and swear up and down they're not gay because they went through the surgery. And most dudes are like,
It's not gay, it's a woman's penis.
I'm good. Get the hell out of here.
The fact that we even have to have discussions like this makes my penis soft.
Well, we've had 8 billion people drop out of vaginas in the past 100 years, right? You figure we'd be able to figure out, you know, an innie and an outie and how they work.
But the first order of the party is to get you to ignore your eyes and ears.
Yep.
Right? Let us begin.
Well, here we go.
I am 21, female, and 245 pounds for context purposes.
So she's 5'6", average female height. That is fat.
Yes.
That is
morbidly obese.
That's a ×2 right there.
Which is a medical term.
Yeah.
Much to the chagrin of the fat fatties. Morbidly obese is a medical term. It is not a slur. Suck it and swallow. You have no problem swallowing, obviously.
Jesus.
If you could spit it out, you wouldn't be 245 pounds at 21 years old.
Man, that's just mean. That's mean, man.
The good side is she's 21.
Yeah.
You can fix this.
You can, allegedly.
You're young enough, you could bounce right back.
But I really just need to talk about this because I have no one in my real life that understands my anger.
All right, bring it on.
Buckle up for safety. If the belt will fit. I've been in the fat acceptance community since I was 15 years old.
Big mistake.
Big. Huge. I have to go shopping now.
I started putting on a lot of weight at that age because I have BED, binge eating disorder.
That's how we avoid accountability. It's not my fault. I have a problem and this is okay.
Yeah, it's not that you have a complete and utter lack of impulse control. You have binge eating disorder. It's funny how we never see these things in third world nations.
And another thing that bothers me is I don't accept alcoholics as having a disease. Because anything you voluntarily do to yourself is not a disease. I'm sorry.
It's a mistake.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be a life-ending one.
Fatal. My buddy Darren died at 615 pounds. I had to deal with that situation. I did everything in my power to save him. It didn't do any good because he wasn't willing to save himself.
I love the dude, but he was a quarter-ton pounder with cheese.
You're absolutely correct. This woman is probably going down the same road, using a lot of the same excuses that I heard come out of his mouth and out of the mouths of many individuals who are suffering with a fataholicness.
I binge usually 4 to 5 days out of the week, and my highest caloric intake was, brace yourselves, 12,000 calories in one day.
That's like bodybuilder eating.
That's more than bodybuilder eating. I think they recommend no more than 5,000 to 6,000 for bodybuilders.
I just, some of those guys back in the day when they'd be on their bulking up, they would eat like that.
Let's say you're on a starvation diet. This would be 10 days worth of meals for you.
Wow.
One day.
Dude, that is so just crazy.
Yeah, they had, for Star Trek The Motion Picture, they put the Shatner on a starvation diet. Like, you're getting fat, Bill. You need to cut that shit. I've always struggled with my binge eating habits, but when I discovered the body positive and fat acceptance community, I felt so seen and heard by these people and had the rhetoric health at every size hammered into my brain for years. Like you had food hammered into your gullet for years.
Well, no, I mean, basically taking the easy way. It's the lazy man thing right there.
It's like Rule 34. You can find anyone out there willing to excuse life-threatening behavior just because they don't want to accept that their behavior is going to kill them someday.
I mean, we've lost a lot of these body positivity individuals in the past year and a half because of this.
Just because I'm fat, that doesn't invalidate the things that I say.
She died.
And don't forget, we actually did a whole episode on the real nefariousness of this so-called movement. And really, it's about women wanting to get rid of their competition. They want to thin the herd by encouraging the herd to be morbidly obese.
And misery loves company.
Yes,
it's a two-sided strategy.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty nefarious, man.
Hey, enough boxed wine while you're living in Catland, everybody's waist size goes up.
Oh yeah, you know how many calories are in like a bottle of wine?
Oh hell yeah, man, especially something like dessert wine.
Oh my
if
Lord.
you do dessert wine, like I will only engage in dessert wine like around the holidays because 4 fluid ounces is the equivalent of a slice of pepperoni pizza.
Really?
It's 400 calories.
What the fuck?
I ignored every health issue that I accumulated and just decided it must be genetics, when it was in fact not genetics or anywhere near the realm of healthy or normal. If you went into a gym and the personal trainer was 300 pounds, would you listen to them?
Well, I mean, if he was a power lifter and he had like some serious records to his name, yes. Other than that, no.
300 fat and sloppy
No.
pounds.
You ready to get supersized?
She died too.
You always have to consider the source of where this validation comes from. Just because they look like you doesn't mean they're on your side. All right? And just because it hurts, it doesn't mean it's not true.
Well, actually, they are on your side in your coffin.
Yes. They're your pallbearers.
Yes, exactly.
And I can just imagine a fat positivity funeral with 400-pound pallbearers.
Can you imagine all oxygen tanks and shit? Oh my God.
Oh shit, man, did you see that morbidly obese Heffalo trying to give a TED talk and all they did was cut it down to her taking nasty, raspy-ass fat breaths? The sheer bulk of her body was enough to wear her out. Think about that for a second.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but true.
Today I've got the big Fruit Loop.
He's dead.
Why listen to, hundreds of years of medical research that proves that fatness literally increases your chances for, say it with me,
all causes of death.
They must just be fat phobic.
Yeah.
My upper arms, calves, feet, and breasts turn purple at any given time.
That is really bad.
Yeah, that means that your arteries and veins are literally constricted from either cholesterol, plaque, or just your sheer volume.
Maybe she got the vax as well.
That's very possible. No, that doesn't do anything, right? Perfectly safe. Yeah, just ask the 8 mice that they tested it on who died. I can barely breathe when I'm walking up the stairs. I get horrible golf ball-sized friction cysts between my thighs because of how large they are.
Wow.
Yeah, dudes, if you ever get low, you're out at a bar, a 2 at 10 is a 10 at 2, that kind of thing, and you crack open the seal-a-meal, and this is what you see.
Seal-a-meal. That's bad. Oh.
I'd rather go on another denture adventure than deal with this shit.
Yeah, we're getting a walkthrough for this one, man.
Golf ball-sized friction munging cysts.
That is disgusting.
Yes, it is. And there's more, but wait, there's more.
There's more.
So many more disgusting and uncomfortable health issues. But the entire time I've been experiencing these issues, ever since I was young, I was always told by others in this community that it's probably an underlying issue, not related to my weight or eating habits. Oh, that's good copium. Oh, yeah. Woo.
Right from the source.
Huff it good. Take it right from the tap.
Copium is a dangerous drug, man. It kills more people than actual drugs.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
But that's really all it is. It's pure copium. These people have been raised to expect a participation trophy just for showing up every single place that they go. So accountability and consequences are just not on their menu. They literally cannot wrap their minds around the fact of facts.
That's right. When you tell them the truth, you just watch them implode. It is quite satisfying, actually.
Yeah. We used to all understand that the truth hurts, right? It's necessary to function as an adult. Now we've got an entire generation or two of people who have made it their life goal to absolve themselves of all consequences and accountability.
It's just mind-boggling, the mental gymnastics that these people are doing to avoid taking responsibility for their poor decisions and actions.
And what this story shows us is that inevitably, no matter how much you try to hide from reality, from those facts, those truths that hurt that you don't want to hear, sooner or later, if you keep sending reality to voicemail, it's going to show up and kick your fucking door in.
You will get served.
Yes, reality has a never-ending supply of no-knock warrants.
Correct.
Okay?
You will get served.
Yes, and those are, look, reality is stacked with a bunch of Rodney King cops, okay? They'll kick the shit out of you. They don't care.
How does the universe work? You get your hint, you get the warning.
And then you get the hammer.
You get the hammer. She's probably at the warning stage, and she's way too young for that.
Yeah, you're 21, so you can fix this.
Yes.
If you stop believing the BS. and I pray that you do.
Same here. I don't want to see anyone die and suffer needlessly.
No. I pray every day that these people wake up. Humanity is capable of a lot of evil, but we're also capable of a lot of really beautiful shit if we could just stop fighting over the crumbs that the elites have decided they'll allow us to have.
Damn right!
I'm just shocked at how they've duped so much of our youth into believing this nonsense.
And it's so easy because they start them now so young. And they started with this stuff and with the feminism. Now they're trying to take it over into the troon stuff. And that's why they're angry that people have finally woken up and be like, no, you're not doing that. Because they've gotten away with it for so long, they feel entitled.
It's the mission creep thing.
Yes. Accountability feels like oppression when you live nothing but privilege.
I mean, when was gay marriage actually totally accepted? About a decade ago?
Legally speaking?
Yes.
Yeah.
About a decade ago. And now we're up to grooming in schools.
Mm-hmm.
But that slippery slope argument is nothing but a fallacy. Right?
Wrong.
Well, you do have the Gays Against Groomers, which I'm totally behind those guys because they see the truth.
Oh, don't you mean that?
SPLC ADL recognized hate group?
Correct. You go against the cult ideology, you're branded as a hatist.
I'd rather be a hatist than a statist.
That's right.
Suck a dick! I was told that if my doctor says that these health problems are because I'm obese, then my doctor must be fatphobic. I have had this shit spewed to me for years and years. And we know exactly where it got her.
Yep. Hovering over the grave pit. I mean, you figure she's 240. She should probably weigh 120. So she's literally walking around with double weight or 3 times the combat load for a standard infantry guy.
She's a duplex dame.
Standard rucksack's 45 pounds without water. So literally, she's walking around with 3 rucksacks on her back, and she's only should be 120 pounds. That's insane.
Yeah, try climbing a flight of stairs with that with no training.
Useless scumlapping shitbag.
But a couple of weeks ago, after I visited my doctor for my yearly exam and blood work, I was informed over the phone that I am pre-diabetic at 21.
That's right. You're getting the warning.
I was absolutely floored. I asked how this is possible, and my doctor laid it out for me bluntly. And my diet and eating habits, obesity, and lack of physical movement largely attributed to this. This was a huge wake-up call to me, and I'm fucking pissed. Well,
why are you pissed?
Everybody was trying to tell you except the people you wanted to hear from. Not just at the fat acceptance and body positivity community, but at myself. I feel so utterly stupid for not seeing how I've been manipulated for years into thinking that my lifestyle was perfectly healthy and sustainable. I was so desperate for companionship and understanding, I believed anything these people told me or posted.
That's a tough one to swallow.
That's what she said.
Holy crap.
And it's the same reason why these people, they go out into the real world after spending 4 to 8 years in college, and they just can't fathom the fact that we don't believe in privilege here in the real world.
Because there is no such thing as privilege.
No, there is such a thing as privileges, but you earn those privileges and they can be taken away if you fuck around and find out.
Well, unless you're born into royalty.
If you're born into royalty, yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, you can fuck off.
Even then, you can still throw it all away for a former model and probably secret single mother, right?
Yeah.
Right? We don't know anybody that happened to.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the numbers to come out on that divorce. That's going to be one hell of a pimp tartweister too.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. I felt so special being told I was beautiful and perfect just the way I am, which I'm absolutely not. I hate myself for being so delusional for all these years and being a part of a community that fed into these delusions.
You should not be hating yourself.
No, don't hate yourself.
You can be disappointed, all right, but people who hate themselves do drastic things, and we don't want that.
And let's be honest, you're 21. Hating yourself would be akin to walking down that road that leads to permanent solutions to temporary problems.
Yes.
And you're young enough, this can be a temporary problem.
Absolutely. Is it going to be difficult? Yes.
Yeah. Is your body going to spring back and you're going to look just like Scarlett Johansson in her 20s? Probably not. You're going to have some tiger stripes and tree bark from being so overweight for so long.
Yep.
But you'll fucking live if you can just cut this weight.
That's right.
You will live. And you know what? As long as you're still stuck in air, you can win.
Absolutely.
Boom. That's called the long game. Play it to win.
Hell yeah, it applies to women too, so.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you one thing right now that you probably haven't really considered, at least not as of the time of writing this. The people out there who are calling you beautiful and perfect don't actually believe it. Just like most of the troons out there who are getting, well, no one can tell. No one can tell you're a troon. The people who are telling you that don't believe it. They are the ones talking the most horrendous amounts of shit behind your back. It's the people who are willing to stand up and tell you to your face, hey, you got some shit to work on. Those people are your real friends, and you should probably be thinking about giving them a call.
Tell your friends. Sorry.
To get to where you're at, where she's at, she's on an island that has a bunch of burned bridges leading to it. You need to rebuild those bridges because you're the one that set fire to them. It's your responsibility to fix them.
I guarantee you that this girl had real friends over the course of the last, she said she's been this overweight since she was roughly 15. Yes. So for the last 6 years of her life, she has probably cut a lot of people loose because she didn't want to face facts. Because confirmation bias is easier to swallow, kind of like the cakes that you can't stop stuffing down your gullet.
My first girlfriend, Little Debbie, will say you are correct.
That's right. You need to start treating food and high-calorie stuff the same way you did the first time when a dude came in your mouth and he didn't warn you. You spit that shit out.
That is disgusting. I have no idea why you use that as an example other to make me nauseous. So thank you for that.
And he had asparagus, too.
Oh, God.
I'm just saying, dudes, if a girl is willing to swallow your asparagus spunk, she loves you. Right? Wipe that shit up.
It's disgusting. Move on. Move on.
That's why people tune into this show. That they want to hear the banter and they want to see that look on your face where they can just almost see the animated vomit creeping up toward the back of your throat under your shirt.
Oh, God dang. You guys are sadistic bastards.
Do you have any idea how many fucked up and funny submissions I get that are just called Popp Puke?
Yeah, you probably get a few.
There's quite a few, yes. But going back to the thing, I'm glad that she is labeling this properly. Delusions. Because that is what they are. If you believe in healthy at any size, just like somebody who thinks that it's not gay if you suck on a woman's penis, that is a delusion.
100%. And I just can't go along with people's delusions. I have to tell them the truth. I mean, it makes me hated. People get upset. And I just can't stop.
You've been written one hell of a reality check here. You should probably cash it. I'm currently on a very strict no sugar, no carb diet to save my life. That right there might be the best sentence in this entire story.
Yes. Listen, I'm doing the same thing, man. The good news is with insulin resistance is you can correct it with the diet.
Yep.
But you always have to be mindful of the carbs. You will always have problems with carbs after this.
Yeah. People don't think about, polluting their coffee in the morning with these, non-dairy coffee creamers. Oh, it's only got this much sugar in it. Yeah, in the serving size, which none of you, I've seen people pour like a quarter cup of creamer into their coffee. That's how many tablespoons? That's essentially your entire day's worth of sugar right there.
Yep.
Serving size is a real thing, just like per capita. Don't tell that to BLM. I'm miserable, but I ultimately did this to myself. There's that accountability thing we've been talking about.
Correct. I get it, she's miserable, but there are foods you can eat that are just as flavorful and satisfying as the junk you're eating.
Apples are tasty. Bananas are tasty.
Yeah. Listen, man, Evil Popp is a motherfucker. He gets up in the middle of the night, eats all kinds of ice cream and shit, not supposed to do. And I figured it out. I bought a bunch of that low sugar, natural, like 4 or 5 ingredient vanilla yogurt. And I just mix that with fruit, and it takes care of the ice cream cravings.
Just make sure that if you get that low sugar stuff, you don't get the stuff with the sucralose in it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the
shit. You gotta read the labels.
That'll fuck your DNA up if you do enough exposure long term.
Yeah. You gotta read the labels.
But the FDA said it's totally safe. They can't be bought off. They care. We're different. We love you.
Get the hell out of here with that baloney.
It's a shill operation for a
100%.
depopulation gambit. The FDA can suck my taint.
They're bought and paid for.
So this is my warning to everyone who is a part of the fat acceptance and body positive community. All caps rage. Wake up before something like this happens to you.
And it will.
It absolutely will.
And it might not happen at 21, but if you are that heavy, it will catch you by the time you're 40 to 45. And by then, it's too late.
Yep. There's one thing that we have to just get out of the way before we wrap this up, and the fat positivity movement is not going to want to hear it. Fat shaming works, and more importantly, it is necessary to save your life. Because confirmation bias will put you into an early grave.
Join me on my Fat Positive radio show,
which didn't last long because she died.
I'm just saying, if all the people who are calling you beautiful and healthy at any size are dropping like flies...
You're caught in a web of lies.
And don't eat the extra fries.
Yeah, don't do it.
Because you're not healthy at any size.
And if you keep eating like that, you'll die.
Yes.
I mean plural because, you'll die on the table and they'll shock you, bring you back a couple times because you're young and, you'll just suffer longer. So.
Yeah, and that's all that's left of you will be there for the flies.
Too much food brings you to your demise.
Yes. I want to put a call out to the dudes out there who watch this show. Most or all of us at one point or another at least espoused some blue pill beliefs.
Correct.
Like this one. I want to hear about your wake-up call. Oh. Send us those stories, and if they're good enough, we'll do a whole stream on them. The really good ones may get their own episodes.
Dude, that is such a good idea. Wake up calls.
Wake up and smell the kofefe.
The kofefe, huh?
Oh, you remember the Trump tweet that went viral? Like, oh, he's such an idiot. He spelled it kofefe. Like, no, he spelled it that way knowing that you assholes would jump on it and make a whole fucking newscast about it.
You mean Emperor Troll Trump?
Emperor Troll, the god emperor of trolls, yes.
Yes.
Not those, well, I suppose his hair would be a step down from troll hair? Let's be honest.
Yes.
Yes, it's pretty bad. It's bad, right?
It's one hell of a comb over.
It really is. It's a bad one.
But he is 80, almost 80. So, you got to cut him some slack.
Yeah, I know. It's the hair equivalent of a fupa.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't smell as bad underneath. Golf ball sized friction cysts.
Oh, God. Well, now that I'm quite nauseous.
You can throw the bone to a fatty once in a while, but always draw the line at golf ball-sized, starburst-filled munging cysts.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
Yes, it is. And if you like disgusting, scan the QR codes on the screen and help support the show because we really need your help. YouTube's definitely not helping us out.
No.
And remember, send us your stories, dudes, because we love you. No homo.
Take it easy.